Hey guys, Brian the Bounty here. It is October 19th, autumn is upon us. Just kind of giving you a good shot of a large windmill. I have about 22 feet of trunk. It's planted in the 30s. I brought it across the Seattle Sound about, I'd say 10 years ago. Put it in its spot. It's grown maybe 3 or 4 feet of trunk in that time. Pretty much at full maturity at this particular point. It's a beautiful day. The sun actually came out. It was raining so hard yesterday. Nice jubei I got in. I've had it in about 12 years. Some neopalm historics. Got these out of, I want to say, North Carolina, from a stalker on eBay. I don't even see them selling anymore. But nice people. Maybe they got out of the business or just growing privately or locally. Kind of like I have. I used to be on eBay a bit, but I've been just doing residential in the Seattle area more so now. The state doesn't really mess with me as far as doing soil samples and whatnot, because I don't ship online. Some wags I got underneath. Been in about 8-9 years now. Some large sagos. Had in the front about 8 or 9 years too. Wrap them at times on the colder years. Some cordyline or draconia. A large wag that I got about, let's say, about 14 years ago. I import, grow, and reclaim local material. This one was labeled as a tequila 2007 with Google and Google Pictures and stuff. It started identifying everything clearly, and this thing's really only growing a foot. So it's pretty much a mature height, probably about almost 14-15 feet of trunk. Windmills have already caught up to them. They were tiny when I first put them in. A blue butia, a large Mediterranean specimen. Starting to become a specimen. Some sable Texacanthus. Laciocarpa that kind of barely pushed up. Mediterranean Cyphera. Blue. This one's been out in the front for a while. Other Texacanthus. Other nice fall colors. Let's go check out the nursery. Oh, some Princeps. Some small ones I threw out here. I just took out some Yucca rostratas that were overgrown in these pots. They'd been out here about 8 or 10 years, and I'll leave these ones out here at least 5 years. Again, I'm fairly large. They were just real tiny ones that were struggling back here, field growing wise, so I felt kind of sorry for them. Always pick the runts to kind of keep more for myself, and then they always tend up being the better ones, I guess, once you give them better situation. Some nice vivax. So here's the nursery. Sun's going kind of crazy. A windmill.Trachyarpus. This one's been growing about 3 feet a year the past, and I'd say 4 or 5 years. It's really just gone crazy. The one next to it last year was about the same height. About 18 months ago, it's about the same height. You can see the difference. And that one's been putting out about a foot and a half, almost 2 feet, about a foot and a half. And that's a Nissan. That one's a windmill. I mean, as you can see, leaflets go all the way around. I got a bunch of T-sons and everything else. More wags. A lot of windmills in 25s, 15s, and did a bunch of 3s already this year. Got a lot of retail ready material, as they would call it. Locally grown. I have imported in the past when I first was kind of starting up and sprouting and doing stuff online and stuff, but more so now. I'm just container growing. It's a lot slower, but of course it's the plants, or the Trachyarpus, or yeah, I got Trachyarpus nanus, Trachyarpus fortunei, Wagnerianus, Tequil, Nanny Tau. It's pretty much the ones I feel grow for the most part up here. I mean, tons of different stuff. Been about 20 years. Here, let's look at the 3 gallons. They were 1 gallons I flopped in and got them kind of down in there. They're all in between. Kind of spacers. Go all the way through down there. Those are more the Tisans, larger ones. California imported Tisans mainly about 20 years ago, or we're sprouting those at first from the seed stock that they got. Now they're more in the Mesons and Winsons. I throw some in the ground, and then also just pretty much plant wherever I kind of can, I guess, on my property at this particular point. But got everything from Tequils to Wags to Princeps to shoot, pretty much every Trachyarpus that really grows really well around here. I've killed off a lot of things. Laticictus and Martianus don't really do really well up here when we hit our cold spots. Gotten them to really grow well over the years, but they'll die like if we hit a single digit. And I get kind of ballsy at that point and put them in the ground. I mean, I even throw them in these type of containers too, kiddie pools. Got to put the sides on for the year, but have a bit of material. Cedar Diadoras, I've been using this shade. Probably get rid of them here in the next couple years, just because I don't need the shade component anymore. I was kind of just using them because I didn't have the square footage as far as palms. Now I got Sable Texicans, Musa Baju, King Sego palms, Sable Miners, even Mana Power in here. More seed trays basically. Just more babies down there. A lot of 15s, different sizes all the way through here in 20 gallons. Oh, here's the fiberglass I got to put on the side of the greenhouse here. Get it sealed up because winter's coming. I've tried a bunch of different ways to grow windmills or sprout them or whatnot. Each one works, I guess. Just depends, you know, what you're trying to achieve. These ones here are about 2 to 3 years old. I think they're in their 3rd year. Some of them are really large, but they were in a neglected part of the yard. They're ready to already be planted over. I'll probably do it early next year. Let them kind of take the brunt of this particular winter or whatnot. But and I get to enjoy the view. I enjoy palm trees, so as you can tell, I guess. Monkey tail trees. A lot of 15s for plant stuff over. I got Jubaeas, blue Butias, Butia greens. I had Arispatha and Bonetti, but had gotten rid of a few of those this year. Local buyer. First time I'd ever seen Bonetti. Particular growers down in California had seed stock, and some people are getting out of the business, unfortunately. Got a little bit of work. Just wanted to make a little video, kind of show what I do. Oh, another one anyhow. I got another one I'll post. I mean, I got Mediterranean greens and 45s down here. About 3 feet of trunk, 4 feet overall. Bunch of windmills. This like a 6 or 7 tequils down here. That's a tequil. This one's a tequil. And the funny thing is, like, I used to think tequils were a lot like Tisans, but kind of made the correlation or the connection as far as growing, importing, and reclaiming local material. I kind of figured out that over the years, California first got their seed stock a lot from Tisans, and they were sprouting and selling a lot of those because a lot of the palm trees that are around Washington, the older ones in the University of Washington district, are Tisan. They don't really grow over about 25 feet tall, so they're real old, but they're not really grown really well, and they're tiny, nice, clean leaves like this. And I used to think they were tequilas and they were going to get bigger, and it wasn't until I started importing and growing my own that I was like, wow. And then really looking at the pictures that are online, because they look tighter and everything else, but if you look at a few different examples of them, they kind of do have a little bit of a white underside. Mine have a little nutrition deficiency. I don't over fertilize. I tend to fertilize the soil with compost breakdown and wood chips, as far as what would you call it, it's a mushroom type of, if you do kind of like a spore fungus growth near the root system, it does a lot of what are they called, microbes, like 200 there's like over 200 type of microbes that are beneficial necessarily for plants and stuff. So I do more natural because I don't want to do a lot of chemicals into the ground. And then goes, you know, we got here in Seattle, or I'm in the Renton area close to Seattle, but they have a lot of salmon and trout and stuff in the rivers and those streams and estuaries around here. So I just don't want to poison, in a sense, by, you know, over fertilizing. I might fertilize a little bit, some more of the retail material that I'm ready to sell, but a lot of stuff that I just kind of feel grow or shift over that I know that isn't going to sell or do anything, I'll tend to just like grow naturally and trim down greens and bio compost breakdown and throw it in there, and the trees do fine. I mean, container growing is a lot slower than field growing. Main things for me, I'm just trying to get the material ready for customers to where, you know, it's acclimated one, and then vice versa. As soon as they plant it, if they give it even a little bit of a steroid as far as, or nutrition in a sense, I mean, which is pretty much kind of like a steroid. If you give it its chemical capacity it wants or needs, it'll go nutso for them. But a lot of times when you put them in less stressful area, they're already really green and look really nice. But I have everything. I have a bunch of tequilas down in here. I got a bunch of wags, from more specimen size to 7 gallons, 15s. I have needle palms down in here too. These are just all out all year. I mean, last year we got about 14 inches of snow. So I mean, they get burned, they get kind of bent, kind of broken and beat up a little bit. But like I said, I can't really pay for the square footage at this point. It's just something that I love to do, that I'd love to retire kind of into, and just keep kind of farming and growing. And I mean, I'm not killing it as far as the business goes, like a lot, but it's steady. I mean, you provide a good service for anybody as far as anything in life. A lot of times you're rewarded in a sense. But here's all like next year stuff. I got stuff just hidden back in here, a bunch of like wags back in there, just growing. I mean, gonna spend 5 years back in there, boxed ones, everything else. I mean, even windmills, I got 15 gallons back in there that are hiding. Well, another good video. I'll post these up here and let you see them all. All right, take it easy. Enjoy your Halloween if I don't post anything until then. All right, bye.